half-baked knowledge. They are more prone into their own legal compliance, narrow interpretation of the FEMA, don't even understand the objective of the law, and finally they say, we can't even take it to RBI, sir, because these kind of similar queries have been raised, we will not even be able to forward. My concern is now that you have told the participants that within 30 days, all documents in all respects have to be submitted to be considered as a compliance. To what extent you have trained in terms of authorized dealers? Have you ever had a kind of a session, what we have internally with our professionals? Do you also collect all authorized dealers to assemble in one place of different areas to tell them, this is what we address the corporate sector, these are the things to be in place, this is what you are supposed to check and confirm that you are compliant with that. I mean, makhi they take the documents and sometimes they don't even check and they give an acknowledgement, we think that we have complied, and it comes to Reserve Bank of India and they send a letter to the company saying that you are not complying.
Within how many days you will receive that type of letter clarification?
I just want to add here, I think we have issues in receiving FIRC every 6 months. Sometimes there are 2-3 banks involved and all of them will be passing the buck. I am not the one to issue the FIRC. I don't know are there any clear guidelines, because these two documents are so critical, ma'am. When you said it has to be submitted, 30 days is not enough. It is not enough for people. Sir, it takes more than that. You don't know who is to give. There are 2-3 banks involved.
In fact, whenever it is being referred, I tell one of the documents, don't even go to the board, my account is credited. Board is not interested, account is credited. They will ask a document called, you should confirm to the board, our internal board, FIRC has been received, which talks about authenticity of money coming in terms of equity. To what extent RBI steps into shape the authorized dealers to say that, yes, these are the aspects you're supposed to check before you accept the FDI application, FCGPA.
See, as far as training of AD banks are concerned, we have been conducting various seminars, workshops on various topics related to foreign exchange business. It's not only FDI, even trade, other topics we have been doing on a continuous basis. People keep changing. The person who has come for the training, tomorrow he is posted somewhere else. So, but we have provision in FEMA where if the AD is not following the guidelines or the FEMA regulations, we have the option of delicensing the particular AD from doing or conducting foreign exchange business. And we have in fact told the authorized dealers at Mumbai, in fact CAB Pune, if you are aware, the College of Agriculture Bank in Pune, we had an AD conference and top people had come where I also attended. In fact, we have told them about this provision of FEMA and we have warned them. In fact, I am also writing letters within the state of Karnataka, within my jurisdiction, letters to AD where I see there have been inordinate delays by the AD banks. So we take care, don't worry, as far as, yes, instructions are concerned, people, even you don't know everything about FEMA. You have been practicing all these things. Had you known, you wouldn't have come here. So it happens with all human beings. I also don't know everything. Maybe that you ask a question, I may not give an answer. I may not be knowing it. So it happens with even AD bank staff. They keep changing. They are posted in and out. The person who has been posted may not be knowing. So over a period of say 6 months or so, with the experience, they come to know and understand.
So even for FIRC, can we submit the intimation letter stating that we have not received the FIRC, but this is the amount which is credited to our account? And
see, as far as submission of FIRC is concerned, I think company would be the first guy to know that money is going to come, isn't it? Yes. Even the AD won't know, but the company first would be the first person to know that this much money, this many dollars is going to come in which account, to which bank. Then how can you say that you are facing problem in getting FIRC?
So what happens is when we have the remittance, we will not get a copy of FIRC, but we know that this amount is credited to our account. When we
submit the
We want to
information
follow
letter to the
up.
banker, we have to give a copy of FIRC also along with that. When we don't have the copy of FIRC, see, one of my cases it was delayed for 2.5 months, and that in that point in time what we have done is we have submitted intimation letter to the AD saying that
Give the money and take the FIRC, right?
but even up to follow-ups we have not received in a few cases.
I have seen certain banks which are especially foreign banks, and we have tightened them up. Probably they have certain system in place where any inward remittance, if it's coming to their bank, it goes to Mumbai, and then it comes back to the particular center. So I have told them to sort out this issue, because we have been receiving, when they forward the cases to us, they are writing that the company has submitted well within time on this date, but it's because of this reason it has been delayed, and it's on account of us. So we do consider those cases where it's like that. But if the company has just submitted the report saying that I have received this much money to the AD bank and no FIRC, no KYC, then probably, and the company goes back to the AD bank goes back to the company saying that please submit all this, then we don't consider that date as submission.
Not like that. Only when in cases where we have sufficient proofs of follow-up with the AD and we don't have FIRC, we have given a covering letter stating that we have not received FIRC and therefore
In spite of a
submitting it
follow-up.
without-
That's it.
When there are genuine issues, we do consider those cases and we give the benefit to the company. Okay. Generally, where cases are of compounding are there, but yes, you should have the acknowledgement in place. But we also talk about this to the AD bank. Don't think that, no, if I have to submit 5 documents, I submit the ARF Annex 6 and take the acknowledgement, that will not be sufficient.
Okay. So in cases where
Within maximum 4 to 5 days.
I
I'm telling-
personally followed up for
Unless there are certain issues.
So actually there were no issues, but I have personally followed up for 2 months, but the reasons have been that you have like lot of cases to handle and therefore it was
No, I don't agree. I'm looking into this, that once the advance remittance form is submitted along with the documents, it is being, UIN is being allotted within 3 days, I'm telling you. Or maximum 5 days. No, you can't, maybe earlier cases may be there where, I don't know of particularly your case, but what, since I have been handling, I have ensured that it is being done within 5 days.
Sometimes it so happens that we send the UIN letter to the company.
maybe-
And the company's address is
when the
changed.
UIN was allotted, we personally came and collected the letters because it was already delayed and we didn't want further delays. Because FCTPR was not being accepted by the AD just for this UIN. So we personally come to your office and collected the UIN letters. So maybe ADs should be allowed to accept the FCTPR without the UIN.
Why that is the case, that they will not accept, is that, see, we need to know how much money has come in and it's reported to us. Then that is only considered as inward remittance, okay? And we consider it as FDI once the shares are issued. So we need to map that particular month this much money has come in, and for this money the company has issued shares. So if that is not taken into consideration, shares cannot be issued.
We have to wait for the selling.
UIN is necessary because we have to map this. So first thing is your reporting of your inward remittance. But we do accept, we do accept the FCGPR, they can accept it, but provided it has been forwarded, the ARF has been forwarded to us.
So, but a lot of banks, especially, I don't know if it's me, but it's few banks that are not accepting it without the
No, what I'm telling, if you have forwarded the advance
We
remittance
have
form,
forwarded it, sir. We forwarded the advance remittance
the
form.
AD has forwarded to us, then they can accept the FCGPR as
Maybe
well.
this has to be communicated
But-
to the ADs through
To avoid all this, I just want to tell you, you must be aware, questions are there in this, about EB's portal.
Sir, some banks are not authorized still.
Huh?
Some banks are not been affiliated still with this portal.
No, mostly
Only few banks are affiliated.
few branches. Few branches you are talking about banks.
Banks, even banks also.
No, mostly all the banks have been affiliated to this.
We faced a problem while filing through the CBIS portal.
No, if you log into the portal,
Yeah. No, while filing this, there is a form, right? In that form itself, I got a list of banks. In that bank list itself, there is no mention of that particular bank.
which bank?
Indian bank. We had a problem with this.
I think in the drop down menu, certain banks are not available. That's what they.
Okay, we'll look into it then.
Sir, and one more thing, it would be very helpful if you can provide a guideline for reporting against the ED to you. When you face any problem with the ED with regard to FIRs or KYC, they ask us to go to another bank to collect from that bank. FIRs, KYC.
They want a common grievance.
Even Canada Bank has got this
Even-
problem.
even-
They have got a Cunningham branch, they ask you to go to Cunningham Road branch to get your ID pass. Yeah, Cunningham Road have to go. Then they have got a branch in Kenya or branch.
Yeah, only foreign exchange branch will be there.
Yeah, but our branch is having the remittance. I have to get it from other bank.
Now, practical,
I think there is a general problem. We will take it up. Note of the point. We'll take it up offline. And the next question was an NIC code. It is appearing earlier versions of NIC code have not disappeared. Last version is how can the company code be determined by companies? So the question is, it's highly impracticable for companies to search for relevant NIC code. How do you want to take it?
See, now probably from mid 14, 1987 codes have been done away with now. So you have to switch over to 2008 NIC code. And if you don't find a particular activity, you have to search for the nearest activity in that NIC codes. Okay.
Main activity of
Main activity.
I think in the, I don't know how many of you know, when you file the annual return also you're supposed to put that code and this code should actually tally. And by chance, by mistake if you do that, then you had it. That's where the concern is coming from that.
Many of the FCGPs, what we see, your NIC codes are not at all tallied with the activity. So you have to search for the code which is nearest to the activity what you are into.
What
She-
happens is in your memorandum you would have, in the memorandum of articles you would have put so many activities, all activities on earth will be there. And you don't know which NIC code to select. So you just select not elsewhere classified and you put that. So that is not correct. You should select the activity which is near, which is almost nearest to the activity, main activity of the company. Main activity will be something, whereas your NIC code will be something else. One person, he was doing some equipment about sports and he was printing pamphlets for that. So he had put printing as his main activity. Then we had to call him and ask him what is his main activity and then change it to that. It happens like that. So what is your core activity? That NIC code you have to select and you have to put the nearest code. Almost all activities are given in the NIC code 2008. They have bifurcated and they have given subdivisions also in that. You can select the nearest one and not just putting NEC, not elsewhere classified. Then there is a problem. Not elsewhere classified. What is that classification? Maybe something which is under prohibited sector also.
Moving to the next question, it is something on FCGBR standardized procedure is there, whereas authorized dealers are sometimes asking more than what is required by RBI.
I don't understand what is this question.
Exactly. Somebody can
Who
tell
has
us.
raised this question and what are the documents which are being asked which are other than RBI specified documents?
They want undertakings from the companies that, companies doing this particular activity, which anyway companies are, giving it to the ADs at the time of bank for opening as to what is their activity. So So there are 3 or 4 additional declarations from one from the company, one from the investors, and certain letters that a company is in compliance of all earlier FCGPR filings and what not. So now what we are saying is that RBI has come out with its own guidelines on the filings of FCGPR and its contents are well laid out. Having complied with these requirements, is there any need for companies to get into any additional documents specified by the AD? This is the question, and how do we tackle that? Because it is every day is a delay, cost in this regard. 30 days is not sufficient again to complete the paperwork.
No, you should understand, we have given maximum powers to AD banks. If you see the FEMA period and FEMA period, and over the years, even in FEMA period, we have delegated a majority of powers to the AD banks. And in fact, we have told them, see, when they are supposed to accept certain documents, they are supposed to process those documents and then only forward it to RBI. So, if you are a greenfield company, you have just started your company, and you have got foreign investment, if they are asking for ROC, they are asking for memorandum of association and articles of association, they are correct in asking that. Okay. If they are asking for company secretary certificate, where you are supposed to mention that 5 items it is complying, they are correct in asking that, because we will also ask
Those
that.
are anyway standardized versions.
Yeah. So what else do they ask? Tell me what particular thing they are asking from you.
They need about the project of the company going in a particular direction. Company has already commenced its commercial operations. They want the foreign holding company of the investor also is compliant in the FDI investment which has happened. So there are so many such declarations they are asking.
Holding company
Of the investor is also compliant for investment into Indian company.
What way they are
those things are not required.
I think
So
probably
how do we go against them and say that you need to process the FCGPRs and submit it to the
you have to put your foot down, saying what is not required if they demand you tell them.
Declarations asked by ICSI banks are basically.
You got to convince them.
ICSI Bank.
That's right.
When we have fixed it.
We'll tell them, don't worry. Where they are following certain wrong practices, we are there to regulate them.
Prasad, this is where I was referring to you. Most of the occasions, even though we refer to the particular master circular, particular point, we give them, this is how you have to read the law, this is what the interpretation. Half the time, off the line, I am quoting to you. Sir, they come for inspection, and at the time of inspection, despite our efforts, they check and say we get imposed penalty. The moment we impose penalty in our bank, then I have been questioned by management. So abundant precaution. Don't even argue with us, please provide. Before then only we go to RBI to take. I mean, I said, boss, what is required in the FEMA you ask? What is not stated in FEMA? Just because RBI comes for your bank's inspection and they put penalty on it, we have no clue for what purpose they have imposed penalty on you. We are not purview for that. For what they have imposed penalty for you.
RBI can direct them to stick to your own things.
As far as FDI is concerned, what we have prescribed, they should only ask that.
Correct.
Nothing more than that. But yes, if they are asking for MOA copy, you should provide, because that gives them an idea what activity you are in. Because sectoral caps need to be monitored on the basis of that. And even the registration of corporation, ROC copy, if they are asking, it's fine. First time it is required. And if they are asking for board approval for investment, that's okay.
I think he is well taken.
If it is ICSI Bank, I will see to it.
Go to the next question. That is on the FCTRS and 60 days of timeline submission forms. This means the requirement of AD banks put companies into greater amount of friction, because it seems that they want When the time is available 60 days from the date of receipt of consideration, why would authorized dealers put pressure to get there some required documents for FCT? Who has raised this question? Anybody is here?
Again, ICSI Bank?
No, no. No, in this case it was HDFC Bank. Wanted all the 4 sets of originally signed FCTRS forms with full content, everything being original, including valuation reports, to be originally submitted in 4 sets to them, right at the time of money remittance from the AD bank. I mean, from AD
No,
bank.
it's not required.
Huh.
But
We are showing them that we have 60 days of time. Please allow us to do the remittance, and on the basis of that, we are making the arrangements, and we have sent the documents to the sellers or the buyers, whosoever is resident abroad, to sign these papers. And HDFC Bank is not willing to accept this as a terminology. Similar incidents came in from State Bank of Mysore in Chennai also, when we handled this FCTRS issue. So then, that is a reason the question is put up. Is there any new guideline which has come from RBI to the AD banks, unofficially or as a circular to all the AD banks, to collect these documents prior hand and then go for FCTRS, remittance of funds?
as far as I know, it's not there. But if you read the lines in FEMA and then
Sir, the reason what they give is it's coming from their compliance team. These people who take the people who take the documents, they'll not be knowing anything. They say for everything, they say it's coming, the comments are coming from the compliance team, the legal team. And the head
Oh,
office.
checklist. They have their own checklist. Prescribed by the legal department. It's without application of mine, they'll just be asking you to go. You shall be able to convince them.
They won't listen, sir. What they say is, our job is only to take the documents if it is approved by the legal department.
where are you submitting the documents?
In the branch itself, sir.
No, you're not submitting, at the time of getting the payment. You are supposed to submit FCTRS only within 60 days after the date of receipt of
Exactly.
date of taking payment. No.
To accept the FCTRS in the
Yeah,
court.
so where is the question of submitting
See,
the documents?
You have got 60 days time.
How do they tell you to
After
submit?
receipt of consideration, you have to initiate everything after receipt of consideration.
No remittance will be made out by the banks. Banks are not remitting funds.
No, sir,
Even
what
after
they say
paper
is,
forms or whatever.
what they say is even similar situation I also face. What they are telling is, we are giving in principle approval now, and once you receive the amount, we will give final approval, acknowledgement. That's what they said.
Acknowledgement.
If you give your acknowledgement, they have to give last pay.
FCTRS.
FCTRS.
FCTRS acknowledgement only they will give after you submit
correct,
FCTRS and all other accompanying documents.
Correct. What they say is initially before emptying the fund, they give in principle approval. After receipt of consideration, they will give acknowledgement. That's what.
No, we'll take it up. If it's which bank? HDFC.
Going the next question, that FCTRS documentation or submission, cross-border secondary transfer.
FCTRS form has to be in original in 4 copies, originally signed by the non-resident seller or buyer. However, the other documents, one can be original and others can be Xerox copies. Because 2 copies of the FCTRS document and the other accompanying documents are sent to their link office, which collects all such transfers and submits the information to Reserve Bank of India in central office about the transfers happening. And 1 copy is retained by them, another copy is after certification, it is handed over to the company. So that's why 4 original applications.
Next question, CS is required to provide a certificate. Requirements of Companies Act have been complied. What's the coverage from RBI and investigative agencies standpoint? Is there any comprehensive statement of coverage which the professionals can be related? I mean, this is a very generic question.
Point in answering this question.
Very difficult.
No, if you are signing certain document, the responsibility lies on you.
I would only suggest, maybe you may like it, may not like it. If you have seen the engagement letters of the Big Fours, the kind of disclaimers they put on that, you will not even interested to give any information to them. After taking all information, the kind of disclaimers running pages after pages, and then we sign. Probably you should devise a mechanism of disclaimer clauses collected from all the Big Fours and come out with your own checklist and put the disclaimer and issue the certificate. I mean, that can only solve the problem. I mean, somebody on the earth to say that I have complied with the entire Companies Act.
That is different way to say and to save your skin. But when you are signing, please ensure there are 2-3 things which are important as far as FDI is concerned. That first is whether the activity into which the company is in, whether it is FDI compliant activity, whether it is under automatic route or government route, whether if it is under automatic route, what is the sectoral cap which is allowed under 100%, whether it is 100% automatic or 49% or 26%, whatever. And beyond that, whether government approval route it's required, approval is required. So first thing, you need to see what activity the company is in. Next thing, you have to see the sectoral caps. And then whether one item is whether the company is compliant with the Companies Act, provisions of the Companies Act. That anyway, company is operating in terms of Companies Act, isn't it? So when you are examining certain things or acting as a company secretary for a company, you should be well aware and you should be in a position to say that it is certified that they are either in compliance or not in compliance.
Relevant to that company. Whatever company act is relevant to that.
So there is no question of why what RBI should tell you what to see and not to see.
So it means you do not accept certificate with the disclaimer?
No. Why should I?
No, you can't issue a certificate with a disclaimer. Come on. Disclaimer is between you and your client. It has nothing to do with your certificate. You will start issuing certificates without disclaimers. How could they rely on them? Yeah. Question number 11 is similar to that, has been answered. We move on to question number 12.
Previous one.
Okay. Go to
No, it is not similar. Here actually, if the company is not having the FIRC documents, even then we will have to be specifying that company has original FIRCs with them, because that is the format of the certificate. Secondly, the regulation, all the cases which we get to handle are under automatic route. There is no government regulation. We are not even allowed to say or modify the wordings to say that there is no government regulation or
not applicable.
Not applicable also we cannot. We cannot use any words. We just have to sign on the dotted lines, which is very, very important.
You are telling that you are looking into the companies which is under 100% automatic route. What basis you are telling this? If you are telling this, then what is the wrong in signing it that they are not under government route?
No, it is not coming like that. The format is that the government, the approval, if any, having complied with. This is the wording used. There is no approval there. What we are saying is that there is no government approval for that. Even then we have to say that the 4 lines certificates. Earlier, I mean, a couple of years before, they used to allow us to modify certain elements of the certificate in this way that there is no government approval required, or that company is not having original certificate in respect of one of the remittances, which the company has received. Any such thing we could say, but now we are not allowed to. How do we give the certificate just on those 4 lines without?
If you are telling that the company does not require any government approval as far as FDI is concerned, then if you say company has taken government approval, if any, then what is different between these two?
We don't want to say that.
Why?
If any have been complied with, means they have taken the approval of the government.
If any.
Then is there, what else if we mention the government approvals are not required?
There is no not applicable. That is not there in the.
No. If any means, if it is required to take, it has taken. If it is not required to take, it is not taken.
FIRC we have.
That takes care.
FIRC.
But why does the company not have a copy of FIRC? Because
We
you
have
have
discussed
got
that
the
when-
evidence.
No, FIRC, if it is not having,
We
then
still have to say that it is there with the government.
don't say. Who is forcing you to say? Am I forcing you to say? I am not forcing you to
You
say.
are not forcing, but we have to look after our.
Then you don't act for the company. It's your decision whether to sign on dotted line.